As Europa Woche number 57 was released on March 28th of 1944, the Allies were conducting massive day and night raids on major German cities. There's no mention of that in the newsreel. After the reel, I'll introduce a new multi-part series that will cover the Finnish Volunteer Battalion of the Waffen SS on the Eastern Front. So stick around. It's worth it. I promise. As the name of the weekly news series implies, Europa Woche was created for an international audience, specifically for populations in German-occupied and Allied countries. Segments are time-stamped in the description. Military 1945 has playlists for this and other German newsreel series. Raw footage is available for purchase on our website, military1945.com. Come take a look. Karl Krauch was a chemist and key implementer of the Reich's four-year plan to achieve national economic self-sufficiency and promote industrial production. After the war, he was a defendant in the IG Farben trial and found guilty of participating in the enslavement and deportation to slave labor of concentration camp inmates and civilians on a gigantic scale. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Albania appeared frequently in late-war German newsreels, primarily because it was one of the few areas where Germany achieved a swift, strategic military success during a period of otherwise relentless retreat, serving as a vital propaganda tool to showcase victories. After Italy surrendered in September 1943, Germany moved rapidly to occupy Albania, which they viewed as a crucial gateway to the Balkans and a strategic hub for protecting their southeastern front, as well as a source of essential resources like chrome and oil. Newsreels often focused on the partnership between German forces and local nationalist groups like the Bali Kombëtar, portraying a unified effort against both Allied threats and local communists. The treatment of Protestant Germans during World War II was varied and complex, ranging from active collaboration with the National Socialist regime to severe persecution of dissenting voices. While many Protestants initially welcomed Hitler's rise, seeing him as a defender against communism and a national leader, the regime ultimately sought to control or eliminate any religious authority that did not align with National Socialist ideology. The Protestant Church was deeply divided. A significant group, the German Christians, incorporated National Socialist ideology into their faith, aiming to remove non-Aryan pastors and elements from the Bible. While the Reichsarbeitsdienst was primarily a German organization, foreign participation existed, largely overlapping with the mobilization of civilian labor and volunteers from occupied territories and allied nations, particularly as manpower shortages intensified. Workers from countries considered racially related by the National Socialists, such as Denmark, Norway, and the Netherlands, were often treated better than those from Eastern Europe. About 80,000 Dane volunteers, for instance, worked in Germany. Many citizens from the Baltic states and Soviet prisoners of war were used for labor duties, frequently falling under the category of forced labor rather than voluntary service. When possible, volunteers from Western Europe, for example Denmark, Norway, and Belgium, were often processed through labor and ideological screening aimed at incorporating them into Germanic SS or RAD auxiliary units. Let me take a moment here to introduce our 7,000 film archive, which focuses on World War II. Bringing this collection together over the last 20 years has been my personal passion. About 70% of it's German material, including different newsreels, private footage taken by soldiers and civilians, training films, and propaganda and cultural films from the period. Over time, other primary sources in the collection will be brought online, for example, unreleased soldiers' diaries and periodicals like Signal. If you'd like to take a look, go to military1945.com and open a free account, and you'll land in the archive. There you'll find screenshots, film details, and you can do a keyword search to find films of interest. If you'd like to support Military 1945, it's possible to purchase films as downloads, or you can become a Patreon supporter and get regular access to our films. I've added a link at the end of the video to our Patreon page that describes the different levels of support and the associated benefits. Your support and interest is greatly appreciated. The genesis of the new Finnish Waffen SS series was receiving rare film material taken from 1941 until the end of 42, showing the volunteer battalion in operations on the Eastern Front. The battalion was part of the SS Division Viking motorized, which in 1943 would become the 5th SS Panzer Division Viking. I expect 5 or 6 episodes to be produced, which will be similar in style to our SS Division Reich series. If you haven't seen that sensational series, click on this link. Thanks for watching.